Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Normal is broke and common sense is weird. So we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. And I'm Rachel Cruze, hosting this hour with my good friend and best-selling author, Jade Warshaw. And we're here to answer your questions. So give us a call at 888-825-5225. At first, we have Drew in Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Drew, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Yes, absolutely. How can we help?
Quick background before I state my question. 15 years ago, my parents went broke and transferred their house to me for a symbolic $1 to keep it from the bank. The transfer was legal. The contract gives them a lifelong right of residence but doesn't require rent. They only pay property taxes and upkeep, meaning no positive cash flow on my end. They also verbally agreed to pay off the remainder of the mortgage. Because of that, they have always acted as if the house was still theirs, allowing people to live in parts of the house and remodel sections without my knowledge. And I'm okay with that. Now, after their court case ended last year, they're expecting me to pay for the house. And my question is, am I required to pay them if I want to keep the house?
So they would be moving out in this deal. They would be moving out and the house would go to you.
No, the lifelong residency, right of residency keeps them in there, and I'm okay with that.
Right, but you said that it sounded like you were saying they want you to pay for the house, which means they would move, correct?
No.
Or they want to live there while you pay for it.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, geez, how much is the house worth, Drew?
More than $500K.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36. Do you have a family?
Yes.
Okay, and so everyone's living in the house together?
No, we are actually living in a different country. That house is not in Texas, in Fort Worth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So your family is in a different country? Wait, explain it again. I'm confused.
Yes. So I and my family, my wife and our kids, we are here in Texas.
Okay.
And my parents, they live in that house in a different country.
Got it. So go ahead.
Now, as the court case ended last year, that raised the question, how do we proceed? And they verbalized the expectation that I pay if I keep the house.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And my question is, yes, I would like to keep the house, and the transfer was legal, but I don't think, to be honest, to be required to pay.
Well, I think if you're going to keep the house, you should be living in it or deciding
using
who
it in
lives in
some
it.
way, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to you keeping it just for ownership purposes and them living in it. Now, if you were to keep it, would you require them? Let's say you did keep it, you kept you took over the mortgage. Would they pay you rent or they would pay zero?
I don't know.
And why would you pay for a house, Drew, that you're not living in at all? I mean, you have no financial gain at all from this. Mm-hmm. And it's in a different country. What country is it in?
It's in Germany.
Okay.
So the point is, I would like to keep the house to generate workflow, positive cash flow after they moved out. Probably, and I'm okay with them living in the house after they pass away. The point is,
okay, I see.
At that point, I would generate positive cash flow at that point. And I do not intend to live in that house. I think it's an asset for me to generate positive
I hear what you're saying,
flow.
but here's what it sounds like. It sounds like the number one thing you're concerned about is having a place for your parents to live and providing that. Otherwise, if that wasn't number one on your list, you would sell that house and buy a house here in the States.
That's do the same thing.
$500,000.
Yeah.
That's in Fort Worth.
So not in Germany.
I don't think that having a rental property is your number one goal. I think somewhere along the lines you feel the need to house your parents. And I think that's the real conversation here, right?
Yes, I think you nailed that. Yes, I'm concerned about them as far as I want them, or I agreed to the lifelong right of residence in the contract, and I honor that. So, but I do not see any reason why I should pay them now, as the house is technically and legally mine, that I should pay them back for the house now.
Is the house paid off?
Yes.
Okay.
And how much do they want you to pay back?
We did not talk about that yet.
Okay. It just sounds like, Drew, there's a lot of details that you guys haven't talked about. If I were in your shoes today, this is very messy. And if I were in your shoes, I'd say, guys, thanks. You guys included me in this, but I don't want to be included anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you, from a legal standpoint, because I'm a little bit unfamiliar. I guess that's German law, the lifelong resident. I mean,
yeah, right of residence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that, Drew. So my question is there any way legally you can get it out of your name, give it back to them, and then they leave it to you when they pass as their estate? Is there a way just for you to be completely out of the situation just while they're alive and let them have their house and they've paid for it, right? They paid it off, right? Not you.
Yes, they did.
Okay,
they did. There's a way.
Yeah, yes. So is there any way just let them live in their house? But you don't need to pay them. I don't think you need to pay them because you're not living in it.
And you're not selling it.
And it's not your asset. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if if I were you, I would see even legally if there's a way to get your name out of this whole yes, because for some reason if they fall behind on property tax or whatever it looks like for them, if there's any catch-all for you, Drew, then you're here in Texas. It's your parents, they paid for the house, all of that. So no, I don't think you need to pay them back, but if it's in your name, I could see how they're thinking, okay, they don't have any control and they don't have anything to their name at that point. And if they get in a bind, they have no assets, but yet they paid for a house, so it is theirs, right?
Yes, they paid for the house, but legally they transferred it to me for $1.
Yeah, they did. So either you transfer it back for $1. Can you do that?
No, for 120,000 taxes.
That's the limit? Like that's the minimum that you can do?
No, if I would transfer it back to them according to the law, German law, at this point they would pay 120,000 in property in selling
in taxes.
Selling tax.
Got it.
Taxes, yes.
Got it. So the only way then, oh boy. Yeah, this is a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. And I almost would find some kind of legal way to write this up. I don't know how you would do that, but I don't, yes, they paid for the house. You didn't pay anything for the house, yet you were given a $500,000 gift. And then they're
it wasn't, let's remember, it wasn't a gift. It was to shield them from negative behavior. It sounds like so.
My position would be, I think I've paid far more already than the house is worth, because a few months after I signed the contract, I discovered that I had lost eligibility for government financial aid for a college degree.
Okay.
You got to get with a lawyer to get out of this.
Yeah. At that point, then you're tangled in a mess. But I would not want my name on a deed or a situation that I have no control over or I'm not around. That would be my number one for you, Drew.
Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
We hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Zander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks. No whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family.
Up next, we have Josh in Seattle, Washington. Hi, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, we're doing great. How can we help?
Yes, I had a question about converting a home equity line of credit over to like a 12 or 15-year mortgage because we're not making any progress. We're just paying interest only right now and will for the foreseeable future.
Okay, because of the payment, and that's what you guys can afford, or what?
We pay a ridiculous amount for private school education for 4 kids, and that's kind of locked down our monthly, ability to make any progress.
How much is the HELOC and how much is the tuition for the 4 kids?
Sure. So the interest only payment, or how much do we owe on the HELOC?
Why don't you tell me both? What's the total amount and
Sure.
how much do you pay every month?
Sure. So we owe $65,208, and then our interest-only payment each month is right around $450. It kind of fluctuates because it's a variable rate.
Mm-hmm.
And then our monthly payment for private school is $3,704.
And what's your income between you and your wife?
Sure. So it just changed. My wife just went back to work this year, so she'd been out of work. Raising the kids, not out of work. Jeez, how insensitive. No, she was at home with the kids and just went back to work a month ago. So that just added about $1,000 a month. So our total take home is right around $11,500, right around there.
And what's your mortgage payment?
We don't have one.
Oh, it's your house is paid off. Why'd you take the HELOC out on? To do what?
To do a home. We lost our minds. We paid off the house. We were completely debt free, and we were working baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And then I had some really good ideas, and it turns out they were terrible ideas. And we borrowed $105,000 for a home remodel, and then spent the rest in cash.
Okay, but still, you're making $11,500. School is $3,000 a month total,
37.
right?
3,700.
Okay, still. So you're at $7,000 a month. You have no mortgage. Where's the problem here? To pay $450 a month or more, you could pay $1,000 a month to pay off this HELOC.
Yeah, it would just take forever.
There's the problem. Okay, now
Yeah.
Rachel, now we got to the bottom of it. It has nothing to do with the payment. It has to do with the fact that you're like, I'm tired of paying this. Can't I just roll it into my mortgage or create a mortgage out of it?
Wait, which would be a difference though for you, Josh? Like, what's it's
Interest?
all the same. Is it just the interest that you're worried about?
Yeah, it's that we're not making any progress, and it's just
interest only.
So we're not making a dent in the $65,000.
So how much extra could you pay? Say you did convert it to a mortgage. How much extra would you find to pay it? Because if you kept it at $450, I'm not going to be. How much?
$500 a month.
Where's all your money going,
Yeah.
Josh? I'm confused.
I mean, can you guys log into my EveryDollar app?
Yeah, I know. I kind of want to.
You log in. Why don't you
because
log in and tell us?
You're living like you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, but you're not. You guys are back to baby step 2, which means beans and rice and beans, and you're doing nothing but paying down the $65,000. This could be a student loan. This could be a car. I mean,
Yeah.
you could throw any type of debt on this. That's what this is, and you guys are back to that starting point.
and it
but
doesn't
you're
need to be a mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, just like live on nothing. You don't have a house payment. Like,
I'm laughing because it's kind of
Shop at
ridiculous.
Aldi.
Yes.
Don't go out to eat. Don't go on vacation. Cut subscriptions. Do nothing until this is paid off.
Yes, and you've got the income to do it.
I mean, you got to at least find $2,000 out of this.
I mean, not really. When we look at the numbers and where we're allocating funds, like contributing to the Roth.
No, stop
you have
it,
to go
Josh.
back to
Stop
2.
it. You're on baby step 2, Josh. You're not on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Stop the kids' college. Stop retirement. All of it, and get this $65,000 paid off. You got to.
Yikes.
Because Josh, what are you're wanting to convert it to a mortgage and then put it in baby step 6 and then just kind of slowly
Just
get
slow and
rid of
steady.
it?
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, but then with the extra, if we paid, what we're paying right now for it, in addition to.
Here's why I don't
we
like
would have
that
to pay
for
off in
you.
like 5
Here's why I
years.
don't like that for you, because you
Yes,
already.
That's what I want to hear.
I don't like you putting it into a mortgage because now this is risk on your home, right? And I don't like this because you're already it sounds like you're averse to paying off debt. So this is a can that you're going to kick down the road for a really long time. And I think you're trying to put yourself in a position where you can kick the can down the road.
Yeah, because you guys make how much a year?
Right now, about 145 before
Yeah, because kind of
taxes.
our rule of
And then-
thumb, Josh, is if a HELOC is over half of your annual income, then we say you can roll it into your primary mortgage, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's less than half of it.
Yeah.
So it's got to be on baby step 2.
Ooh, and I'm 46 and stopping retirement right now.
You're 46 and sorry,
very
took out
uncomfortable.
$100,000 that you borrowed on your home.
That should make you more intense. That the fact that you said, "Oh my gosh, I'm 46. I took out this HELOC. I have to pause retirement." That should make you go, "Holy crap! I got to get my butt in line and I got to go." And instead, you're like,
get this
man,
paid.
I don't
Hey,
want to do
Josh,
it.
get this paid off in 2 years. Get it paid off in 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean you called. I think you were enjoying the ride of baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Then you went back in debt, which takes you back
Rachel,
to baby step 2.
I haven't wanted to call because of that, because I was afraid Dave was going to answer, and then I was going to get destroyed.
I'm nicer than him, though.
I'm so glad
I'm
it's
at
you
least
guys.
saying it with a smile.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
No, I'm not saying. I know.
We're not trying to make you feel
I'm
bad.
not trying to make you feel bad, Josh. I know. I just want to. I need you. I'm trying to shake you back into reality of where you are financially.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so that's
for
where you
sure.
guys
And
are. And so you got to go back in that mindset. And y'all paid off your house.
You'll
you
do
guys
it
can
so
do
fast.
this. You guys can do this. And I know that it's not fun, but I'm like, when you have that all paid off, you're not even gonna have to worry about this. And I think you can do it in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And if your wife works extra, if she makes double what she's making now instead of $1,000 a month,
there you go.
people do that on a side hustle, right? I'm like, have her go back more full
And
time.
we do have.
Yeah.
I've been doing real estate for 10 years, and so right now, with working full time for the government, I do about 6 to 8 transactions a year in real estate. So if that comes through and if that continues, we could if we went back to step 2.
Yeah.
It's not, we can't count on it. Okay, so baby step 2, final answer.
I would. And final answer. And again, I go back to the math of it. Then the math doesn't have emotions, so it doesn't have my Josh, what did you do? It is half of your annual income is the HELOC. And that's kind of just the rule of thumb around Ramsey. If it's half of it, you put it in baby step 2. If it's more than that, if it was at still $100,000,
that'd be a little different.
Then it would be a little different. And we could talk about, that. But I think it's just the pain of the consequences of going backwards.
Of course.
And
He's feeling that.
And that's what happens, and people, listening right now, that happens to people because of, a job loss. They go through their emergency fund. They can't replace an income. They go back into debt. Sometimes it happens because of life happening to you. Josh, I love you, but sometimes it's us choosing to make the decision.
The new kitchen.
Yes. And so that's why you got, and the HELOC, and I bet it, because he said, I think they started at 100.
120 or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've knocked some of it down, which makes me think they got it a few years ago during the COVID.
Oh, yeah.
2021, 2022, when HELOCs just became so popular because everyone's at home being like, okay, let's get a pool and
everybody's
new kitchen.
mortgage doubled.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
their value.
That's right. You get all this equity, and you're like, okay, I can use this. But that's the problem. And then also hear the pain, you guys, of the variable rate. The variable rate. The
That's
HELOC,
scary.
it's all,
Uh-huh.
yes, it is up and down, and it kind of rides that wave, and all the formulas of even how they get it. So just cash flow these things, you guys, and it takes longer. It's not as fun. It may not be as beautiful, but at least you can afford it, that you're living within your means. So Josh, we are cheering you guys on. Call us back in 2.5 years.
I hope it's sooner.
And do another debt-free scream.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, here's the truth. I have great friends, a strong faith, an amazing wife and family, and I've even got 2 PhDs worth of information about how to be well. And yet, the times that I've spent with a great therapist across my life have made all the difference for me. The right therapist can change everything. And this month, my friends at BetterHelp are shining the spotlight on therapists. These are people who truly make the world a better place. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the largest online therapy provider in the world. And BetterHelp works. Their average rating of 4.9 out of 5 proves it. Plus, BetterHelp is totally online, so it's easy to fit into your schedule. To get started, you just answer a few simple questions, and they'll connect you with a licensed therapist that helps fit your needs. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time for no extra cost. This month, we celebrate the therapists who've helped millions of people take the next right step forward. If you're ready to find the therapist that's right for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Visit BetterHelp.com/Ramsey to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ramsey.
Thank you for all of you that join us, whether it's on YouTube, podcast, Spotify, radio, all of it. We appreciate it. And one of the best things that you can do for us is help spread the word. So make sure to like, subscribe, share our episodes with your friends and your family, because we want everyone to be able to start to learn how to get control of their money and how to do this area of their life well. So that's always helpful for us, but we're always so thankful to you guys. All right, up next we have Sarah, who is in Kentucky. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me on.
You're so welcome. How can we help today?
Okay, so my best friend claims to essentially live by the Ramsey method, but nothing they do is like Ramsey approved, I guess you could say.
Oh no! What do they? What do they do, Sarah?
Well, okay, so since I've been friends with her, which was starting at the beginning of the year, like they have owned like 4 or 5 different vehicles. Mm-hmm. Like they're constantly buying and trading, and they claim they make money off of these vehicles. And I'm thinking, like, buying a $90,000 vehicle to make $4,000 doesn't make sense.
Well, are they paying cash for it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why does it? What do you care? What do you care?
Because it kind of drives me crazy.
So
because I know like what they're doing. Like they just went out and bought a $120,000 Escalade. And I literally was like, you all could have paid off half of your mortgage for what you just spent on this car. She says, well, I get too many tax deductions from having a house. I don't want to pay off mortgage.
So she doesn't follow the Ramsey plan, but you do.
Yes, I have. Yes, I've started listening to you all in the last few months. I've just got my $1,000 saved up.
Good.
And now I'm working towards, I've got like $3,000 of debt. So I'm working on that. But yeah, I listen to you guys every single day. I clean houses for a living, and I'm a single mom, so I have nothing but time on my hands to
Sarah,
listen.
You're amazing.
Sarah.
Okay, so how can we help you?
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help you right now.
What can we do for you today?
I struggle being their friend because of the lifestyle that they live.
There you go.
Sarah, I'm going to tell you what I tell my son all the time. Okay, so I can tell my son, Prince, go upstairs and brush your teeth. And the minute I say that, he's like, well, Zizi didn't brush her teeth. And he's always looking over at what because I've given him a responsibility and he wants to make sure that the other person has to do their responsibility as well. And I told him the other day, I said, you want to know what you need to do, Prince? Just mind your business.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself and mind your own business. And she'll get dealt with. Don't worry about that. I'm looking and I see what she's doing over here. You don't have to worry about that. Just mind your own business and go brush your teeth. And I would tell you the same thing, Sarah. Mind your own business and pay off your debt. And if she's your friend and she's like, well, I'm doing the baby steps too, all you have to do is say, no, you're not.
Or just smile.
And just smile.
That sweet Kentucky Southern passive aggressive, just smile and nod.
Bless your heart.
It's all you need to do. You just look at her and smile.
It stresses me so bad.
Okay,
y'all.
so but it's not your bills. You know what I mean? Now,
I know.
Now, Sarah, I
know.
will say there is, and I don't want this to sound isolating, this comment, but just the idea of when you shift your mind and you change your mind, you do start to want to gravitate towards people that are like-minded.
That's true.
And so there may be a point, and I'm not saying you can't be friends with people in debt. Okay, if we lived by that, we would have probably no.
I'd have no friends.
Yeah. So it's not even that. It's not an isolating comment, but I think it's good self-awareness to say, wow, I have changed the way I'm viewing this part of my life. And people that are not congruent with it, I can feel this like tension point. And man, it kind of sucks that I feel like I'm like, growing in this area and other people aren't. And you're going to probably feel that tension. And over time, does that naturally maybe, start to separate you guys? I don't know. Maybe, Sarah. I have no idea. But
we go to church together and everything. I feel like there's no getting away from her. I'll just be honest.
Well, do you want to get away from them for other reasons too? It sounds like maybe you do.
Is she just not a fun person? Because if that's the case.
Well, no, we have a good time together, but she does not work or anything. She has a little boutique she's been running on the side, and she claims to make 10 or 15 grand a month off of this business.
What's wrong with that?
And I know that. What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
What can I tell you? I'm your buddy right now. I'm gonna be your.
Listen, y'all aren't gonna offend me. I promise. Okay. I want y'all to be open.
I think there's certain things that I'm tracking with you where I'm like, yeah, that could be a little bit annoying. Or, yeah, she's wrong. But there's certain things, Sarah, that you're saying that actually sound a little bit like you're kind of hating on him a little bit.
She's not considerate of my life, if that makes sense. She has nothing to do. She doesn't have a job or anything.
But you said she runs a boutique. Her life is different from yours. And Sarah, she might.
But she doesn't.
Sarah,
she only does events.
That's okay. Sarah, she could do less. She could be putting in less hours than you and making
more
triple money than you. And you cannot hate on her for that. And Sarah, her and her husband can buy whatever cars they want. They can. And I get it that you don't like it, but that doesn't affect you. And you're letting it get too much in your life. And as much as you think that she's not being a good friend right now, you're also not being that great of a friend because you're hating on her a little bit. And this is just me being a good friend to you.
I don't want to feel like I don't want it to seem like I'm hating on them. It's just.
I know.
The lifestyle they live, and she's we live a normal life. And I'm just like, no, you don't, though. We've only been friends for 9 months. So, this is all kind of really new for me.
Okay.
And
I think here's what I think. I think you're a really hard worker. And I think you know how to grind. And I think you know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're willing to put in lots of work. You understand struggle. You're ready to get in the ring all the time. I can sense that about you. And I think it's irking you that somebody is acting like they're working as hard as you when you're like, no, you're not. And I get that.
She does. She does. And my friend Amanda from church, she's like, it's all about perspective with the work. And I get that. I do get that.
Well, and Sarah, so I think, and I've had to do this for myself throughout the years too, because when you're comparing your life to someone else, I wanted to blame the other person. And I even in my head would sometimes be like, I bet they're on this trip to Europe on credit cards. And I bet they can't even afford it. Here I am. And I have to wait another 6 months till we go on. You make up a story about someone. And I had to finally tell myself, Rachel, you don't know. You don't know how hard they work. You don't know how much money they actually make. You don't know. You don't know. And I shouldn't know. It's none of my business. And actually the problem is not them. It was me. It's me. In the comparison world, we want to blame social media. We want to blame the neighbor. We want to blame everyone else. But to be honest, it ends up being more of our issue. And so where can you get to a point, Sarah, that number one, you are confident in who you are and the choices you're making around money and your lifestyle, that when other people come up and that their lifestyle looks so different than you, and or, you have thoughts about it, if you could get to the point where you just think, honestly, like, good for y'all. Great job. Okay. Yeah. And I get to move on because the amount of energy and effort that she's in your brain right now, like the rent-free space that she has in your brain, Sarah, it's not worth it. Now, the friendship element, if Dr. John Deloney was sitting here, we could have a relational conversation of, hey, she may not be somebody that you guys share similar values. And I'm probably not
kept a lot of friends throughout. Like, she's not been able to ever keep friends for long term.
Then that's great to know. Then I would put that in your data in your head of, okay, she may be a hard person to love and be in relationship with, and that's okay. But we can be kind, we can be curious and not judgmental. And y'all go to church, Sarah. Let's bring some of this peace and patience and kindness and goodness. Let's let the fruit of our faith live out. And love people well, even though some people are hard to love. And as my dad says, some children of God are stupid children, right? Like there are some. But I think we can say it all, but have a level of grace for her and yourself. And it's okay to have boundaries, Sarah. If you need to put up relational boundaries with her, that's okay too.
What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 different answers. Economic growth or a recession? Business taxes will go up or down. AI will help us work or it will replace us all. But there's no such thing as a crystal ball. That's why more than 42,000 businesses have future-proofed themselves with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 AI cloud enterprise resource planning system. Ramsey Solutions uses NetSuite, and you should too. Whether your company's earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth for the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. NetSuite's real-time insights and forecasting help you see into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you spend less time looking backward and more time focusing on what's next. And speaking of what's next, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Ramsey. It's free at netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Well, it's crazy to think, Jade, but the new year, it's approaching.
Oh my gosh.
Wild. We are in that fall season where these months are going to fly. And I would encourage you guys not just to set goals in 2026, but learn how to reach them. And that's one reason we created the 2026 Ramsey Goal Planner. It is here and always packed, as it has been in years past, with great money content, great spiritual content, relational content. So myself, Jade, and Dr. John Deloney are all in, and we've put our thoughts and everything around this planner because it is so important, especially those of you that love planners. You're going to love it because it has so much information. It has so many ways of calendars, weekly, monthly, like all you need in a great planner. It is here, and it is selling quickly. We don't have a ton left.
Yeah.
And once these are done, we do not reorder them. So we sell it every year. So do not wait. Get yours for $49.97 at ramseysolutions.com/store. Or if you are watching on YouTube or listening on podcasts, we will put a link below. But again, go get your 2026 Ramsey Goal Planner before they sell out. All right, let's go to Morgan in Chicago. Hi, Morgan. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help?
All right. So my husband was laid off a couple of months ago, and I was recently promoted. And previously, we were both making about $150,000 for a total of $300,000 for the household. And with my promotion, I'm going to be now making $182,000.
Congrats.
It's worth noting I work remotely and I have great work-life balance. But as my husband starts to look for his next role and we look to start a family, my question is twofold. One, can I quit my job to become a stay-at-home mom, Lord willing? And two, if I can, how much would my husband need to make in order to sustain our family?
Okay. So do you guys have kids right now?
We don't.
No, but you're wanting to maybe start a family soon?
That is the hope.
Okay, great. That's so fun.
I'm glad you're looking ahead. Do you guys own a house right now, or where are you in the baby steps?
We do. We're in Chicago right now. We have a mortgage. We just refinanced. We're down to about $3,000 with our HOA a month.
Okay.
We might need to look to moving to his family's from Pittsburgh, and we might be thinking about moving there just as we look to grow the family.
Yeah.
So, support.
Whenever people call in, so I'll kind of tell you in reverse how this usually happens. Usually what ends up happening is one spouse wants to stay home, and the biggest issue and the biggest barrier to that is their mortgage, right? Because once they lose that other income, the mortgage, which was 25% of their take home, becomes 50% of their take home, right?
Yeah.
So that's really one of the biggest pitfalls, that if you can avoid that, you're setting yourself up for success. So your income going up to 182 and his remaining at 150, the question is, can you guys live off of 150 or whatever it is that you foresee his income to be in the next year or two whenever the family starts?
Right. And I think right now the issue is he was in consulting and that market has taken quite a hit, and he's looking to move into a different industry. So he might have to he's a CPA and a certified treasury professional. So we're hoping that those certifications will help him parlay into what he's looking to move into. But the likelihood is that he's probably going to be taking a pay cut, moving down into like the $90,000-$100,000 range. And so it would change our lifestyle, how we tithe, everything about our budget.
That's a $200,000 jump down.
Right.
Right. Do you guys have any debt?
We don't, thankfully.
Okay, that's
And
good.
why do you guys feel like he's automatically going to make less? Like, is there anything that from what he's done in the past, and you know what I mean? Like, is there an industry that he can enter into that he loves and make more?
That'd be an answered prayer for sure. I'm definitely in the camp that I think he was 8 years at a Big Four consulting firm, which people kill for that kind of experience.
Yeah.
I think when you're in consulting sometimes, though, you're kind of a jack of all trades, a master of none. And so it's hard for him to find an industry role where he has the exact background that they're looking for. And the market's just bad right now in general for hiring. So
well, the good thing is y'all aren't in a rush. You're not in a rush. If anything, by next month maybe you have 9 months, right? I mean, like, if it happens quickly, and if you guys decide to start now, but maybe you guys are like, well, hey, we'll wait, or maybe it takes a little bit longer. We don't know. So the good thing is you guys have time. We just see on this show a lot, and I'm going to sound like Dave because I feel like he went on this rant last time I was on the show with him, that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of people that change jobs automatically think they're going to make less. And so and I'm not this like person like, oh, just think it and it's going to happen. It's not that, but be aggressive. Like have some level of gumption and confidence of like, oh no, you do have, he does have experience. And like you just said, people would kill for that kind of experience. And I understand that it's a little bit more of a broad thing and he wants to go more specific. I get all that. But as you guys are looking, don't just assume, oh, he's going to make less. So have him, I mean, like, I don't know. I would have a little bit more pep in his step and belief in himself too, so that it's not an automatic pay grade, number one. And then number two, Morgan, I think you guys will have to make some calls when the reality really hits. I really appreciate you guys planning and thinking ahead, but when the reality actually sets in, when you become pregnant and all of that you're going to really get to kind of crunch numbers and see okay, are we going to be able to afford to stay in Chicago? Are we going to make the move now? It's going to answer, I think, a lot of questions depending on what job he takes. And I think, my hope is within, that 9 month period, he's going to find something great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the best thing you could do is to test it before it's actually real. And I mean, it's going to be hard with a $3,000 a month mortgage, but get a sense and say, okay, for the next 2 months, we're going to live off of the, the net amount of $100,000, and let's see what that feels like. And you have the luxury of testing that to see and just get a sense of it. And if you're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought it was going to be, then you can start talking about what does that mean, right? So test it, put it into real life.
Yeah, that's wise. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely, Morgan. Good luck to you guys. All right, up next, we have Trenton in Los Angeles. Hi, Trenton. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yep,
how
absolutely.
are you both doing?
We're doing great. How can we help today?
Hey, so it revolves around 401k plans. I have like 3 of them from prior companies that I've worked with. Would you guys suggest to bring them into one, like combine them into one, or keep them as is? And if so, what's the smoothest way to do that? And is there any like investment firm or company that you would recommend putting them in?
Well, I would roll them all probably into just one IRA.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest way from a tax position. And do you have a financial planner that you're working with in general?
No.
No? Okay. So if you go to RamseySolutions.com, look up SmartVestor Pro. We have SmartVestors all over the country that do it the Ramsey way, if you will. And so they'll be able to help you not only just make that move, but hopefully too, Trent, look at your entire financial picture too, and just kind of get an idea. Because there's always, when it comes to these kind of things, always the tax implications and everything. But usually the smartest way is to roll all prior 401ks into an IRA.
Okay.
Good question.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing, Jade, I feel like I have learned and become more and more a pro of is getting a financial planner in your corner.
Yeah.
When you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, and you are starting this process of building wealth and investing in retirement and all of it, having someone who does this day in and day out be able to look and to help with, and then Trenton, if you're still listening, actually investing those things in good growth stock mutual funds and good index funds, like whatever that looks like, diversifying and being wise about it. If you have like one little investment and you want to do it on your own in Vanguard or something,
sure,
that's,
no problem.
That's fine. But there's something about someone looking over everything, especially once you're debt free and you're looking to pay off the mortgage and you're far down the baby steps. It is. It's so
especially
helpful.
I feel like as you get older, especially when you're thinking about maybe I can retire, what do I need to have in place if I think I'm going to retire early? Like all that stuff.
Yes.
It's so helpful.
Yep. The estate planning and all of it. So yeah, Trenton, great question. I hope that helps. And we'll see you guys next hour. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. I'm Rachel Cruze, and we are going to the phones. First up, we have Donna in San Antonio. Hi, Donna. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks for taking my question. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so my husband has a student loan that is currently in deferment. It's been in deferment over 10 years. Prior to that, it was in default. It ballooned from $65,000 to $340,000.
What?
We got,
Donna.
pretty scary. I know. There was some fraud involved. We tried to take care of it with some attorneys. We were not able to get anywhere. We're stuck with it. We got married 4 years ago. His situation is he's 66, close to retirement. He doesn't really have any assets, no savings. I'm 57. Probably going to work for another 5 years. I've got about $1.4 million in investment assets, which are owned free and clear. We both have a joint account with Charles Schwab, which has about $200,000 in it, but it's fully funded by me. And then we have 2 other properties in both of our names. couple of questions. How can I navigate negotiating this balance down for him? I'm willing to pay up to $100,000 for it. And how do I protect myself?
Are they private loans or federal loans?
So they're federal loans.
Gosh.
They were well, I believe they're federal loans. See, I've had trouble with this. They were federal loans, and then they were consolidated.
Okay.
So, and from what I understand, I've been to so many different places, and I keep hitting a brick wall. It's like nobody can really give me the right answers. I've been told I can't negotiate. I've been
if they're
told
federal, you can't negotiate. If they're private, you can. But if the whole lump of them, if that whole lump is federal, you owe what you owe.
So what's his best route? Does he just keep deferring it?
No.
I mean, he will never be able to pay these off. He'll never be able to pay it.
So tell me about the properties, because I'll tell you what Rachel and I are going to do, and then we'll explain it. We're going to approach this as any married couple would, who is dedicated their lives to each other and has decided that they're one, meaning that they're one in life and money and all of those things. And then we can go back and trace it back if we need to. But let's talk about these properties, because what I think is somewhere in the assets between the two of you is the money to pay this off.
There's definitely money. I built this. I mean, we've only been married 4 years.
Yeah.
All of those assets are mine. I mean, I've done what I needed to do, and I've built.
How many marriages have you guys had in the past, Donna? Is this...
He's been married once before, and so have I.
Okay, so it's both second marriages. Okay. Did you do a prenup at all?
No, we didn't. We have our wills, but we didn't do a prenup. No.
Okay.
What can I ask a little bit about that?
Sure.
I'm hearing you talk, and it sounds like you very much want to protect the wealth that you built.
Yes.
But you didn't sign a prenup, which makes me wonder about that. Like, how did you view that?
I didn't realize how. I don't know. What can I say? We're soulmates.
Okay. Listen, that's good to know.
We're soulmates, and he's a wonderful man, and I'm not concerned about really protecting my assets from him. I'm more concerned about protecting my assets against somebody coming in and swooping in, a lender coming in and taking.
Got it. Okay. So in that case, I loved hearing you say that, because it sounded at first like when you said, "Oh, I'm only willing to put $100,000 towards this," it sounded like you were trying to keep your assets from him, right? Like you didn't want to spend too much on his debt. That's the way it sounded at first. But now it sounds like that's not the issue. And if that's the case, can you tell us about these properties? Because the money might be there to get free and clear of this.
It's all real estate, basically. And again, they're all owned free and clear.
Right.
How much are each of the properties?
How much am I into the properties? Probably, $500,000 or $600,000.
So tell us
probably around $500,000 or $600,000.
Tell us property one. What's property one worth?
So I've got a condo, which is probably worth around $200,000.
Okay.
I've got another house, which is around $250,000. I've got another condo, which is probably also around $200,000.
Are they all owned free and clear?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they are.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Way to go.
You've done great, Donna. Did you know about his debt going into the marriage?
I didn't. I knew what happened is his wife, his previous wife, handled all the finances. She was a stay-at-home. She did some funky stuff with their finances, and he thought his student loans were paid off. He didn't realize until suddenly he didn't get a tax refund one year that he was in default. He didn't even know.
Got it.
So it really was like a big shock. And then, he just, sometimes men just ignore things. Yeah, I think it was too emotionally overwhelming for him. And he pretty much just put it to the side. So I knew there was something. I didn't realize.
How many years did he put it to the side?
Probably about 13 years total.
Okay.
Holy
so
smokes.
There's enough of a, that the shock has worn off, and then we can address reality that he chose not to, though.
Right.
Okay.
Well, now
that's got to bother you, right? Does that bother you? Is that?
Sure, of course it does.
Okay.
Of course it does. Yeah, sure. But right now, I'm committed to the relationship. I'm committed to my husband,
Good.
and
That's great. Yeah,
I want to figure out.
And you
what's
guys are
the
in
best
your
way
what 50? Did you say you're
57 and 66.
Okay.
He's 66. I'm 57.
Okay,
yeah.
and he has. Why does he have no? What's he been doing? Like with retirement and all that.
He pretty much gave everything to her in the divorce. Sort
They
of one of
didn't
those
have-
situations.
It was like no contest. Just give her what she wants.
Give her what she wants. Yeah.
Is he working?
He works for me. Actually, I have a business.
Okay.
So he does work for me. Yeah.
Okay. How much is he making?
We just have him making something like around 50,000. So we've been keeping it low. You know, we do sort of, W-2.
Is real estate your business? Is that your business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's I hear two things going on here. I think you're committed to this guy. Great. I think that you need to reach over and probably sell one of these condos and then go into the joint funds and pay this thing off. That's probably the choice that I would make. I think you guys, I'm worried that, and I'm going to say this ever so delicately, there's a balance of power here that feels off.
Yeah.
And I think that if you don't address certain things, it's going to cause issues down the line. And I think you need to sit with accounts. Do you see what I'm saying? I think you need to
understand that completely.
You need to sit with somebody and work through this, because it almost feels like you're kind of just taking care of this guy. And it shouldn't feel like that. You should feel like you're in a marriage where equal people are really contributing, whatever it is they're going to contribute, but you should feel good about it.
Let's face it, health insurance today is more complicated than ever. The system isn't built to help the average person understand, and it leaves too many families unprotected. That's why you need my friends at Health Trust Financial. They aren't just brokers, they're trusted health insurance advisors who have been helping families like yours for over 20 years. You don't have to navigate it alone. The experts at Health Trust Financial listen to your needs, work to understand your family situation and budget, then help you choose the health insurance plan that's right for you. That's why they're Ramsey Trusted and why we've worked with them for 2 decades. Look, medical debt is the number one cause of bankruptcy in America today. One hospital visit can wipe out your savings and undo all your hard work. So health insurance isn't optional. It's part of your financial defense plan. Health Trust Financial knows their stuff, and they're the only health insurance provider I recommend. So get clear about health insurance plans and get the coverage that's right for you at healthtrustfinancial.com.
Up next, we have Hannah in Missouri. Hi, Hannah. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, absolutely. How can we help today?
So I am recently divorced with 2 small children.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was married to a guy that's been married 3 times before. I was stupid. I was young. Clearly paying for it now. He has wrapped us into an insane amount of debt. And I can barely keep my head above water. And I knew divorcing him that he would leave me with everything and not help with the children. That's exactly what he did. Sorry. No, it's taken me a while to try to figure out what to do now. I am a nurse. I have worked. I have a pretty good job now, and I'm going to lose everything. because he's not paying for everything or helping me. And he's so sorry. And he's doing it on purpose. I have $40,000 of business loans from his failed business because he talked me into the world, and he did this to multiple women before. Mm-hmm. I have $40,000 in student loans. I have a $60,000 car I'm left with from him because he had this lavish lifestyle, and I just couldn't say no because we gave him what he wanted until he was happy. Okay. He has stopped paying for everything. I landed a pretty high paying nursing job, and it's pretty good. Right now I'm working 2 full-time jobs to try to get this stuff paid off while paying for childcare by myself. Mm-hmm. I live in a small 1-bedroom with 2 small children, just trying to get everything taken care of. And I don't qualify for Chapter 13 bankruptcy or 7. I qualified for 13, but at the highest payment plan, which is what I'm doing. Yeah. So I have probably $200,000 in debt, and I don't know if I need to just quit my job and give everything back or what I do.
No. So this was at this $100,000, the $40,000 loan, the $40,000 in student loans, the $60,000 car. That was after it was split amongst you.
That it was, and he was court ordered to pay these, and he has not, and
they're still in your name. And they're still in your name. Okay. Yeah. So the car, who has possession of the car?
So I have the car was awarded to me.
Okay. And you said you have to pay $60,000 on it. If you sold it today, what would you get for it?
$33,000.
Okay. And then the student loans, are those his student loans or they're yours?
Those are mine.
Okay.
Those are mine. And it's about $40,000. So it's nothing super.
Okay, and the business loan, if you were to force a refinance on that to get him off of it, like, is he supposed to be paying that loan but he's not, or was that awarded to you, the $40,000 business loan?
He was.
Okay,
but I can go pay $10,000 to file contempt and then get money out of a guy that he quit his job and he's on military disability.
Well, no.
Purpose,
I'm not saying
I'm not have to pay.
I'm not saying you do that, but I'm saying if the court said that he's supposed to pay the $40,000 loan, but he's not paying it and your name is on it, you should be able to force him to refinance to get your name off of it, so that you can be free and clear. And what happens when you bring that before the judge? What happens?
I have to pay another $10,000 to go forward with it. He just will not do it. He won't do anything.
Yeah, no, but the court can force it, though, is what Jade's saying.
I guess I haven't done that. This is so new. I've been in a panic.
Yeah, Hannah, when did all this happen?
March of this year.
Okay, so it's fresh.
Very new.
Yep.
Yeah. And I say I can't modify anything for at least a year, so he just dumped everything on me in June, including the children.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever the divorce decree says of what debts are his and what debts are yours, and this $40,000 they said is his, correct? Even though your name's on it, but through your divorce, that's his, right? Mm-hmm. So, I would contact do you have a lawyer still?
I do, but she just wants money. She's not helpful at all.
Okay, well, maybe let's find someone helpful.
Yeah.
Because
she wants $5,000 to take it to go forward with this, and I could just pay $5,000 to something and pay it off. So I'm really struggling with that.
Well, if she's not a good attorney, find a new one, and that's okay for you to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, what Rachel said is absolutely the case. You've got to go with what the courts have said, and if he's not upholding his side, you've got to force that into action. Yeah. So it sounds like the only ones that truly are your burden is the $100,000, right? The student loan and the car. Is that, if we're really talking about who owns what? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's focus on that for now, because today, in this moment, you can't change the situation of the business loan. That will come, but for now, and my guess is that your credit is decimated anyway. Am I wrong?
Oh, it's just
okay.
It's right.
So then it doesn't right now. Literally, it doesn't matter, right? The damage is done, and find a little bit of freedom in that. Honestly, that it can't get worse.
It can't get worse.
Yep.
You know
exactly. Yep.
So I love that you're making a lot of money. You're doing so well on that side. You're able to, pay for daycare. So let's reorganize your budget and make it to where we're accounting for 4 walls first, which is you're making your rent, you're making sure that there's transportation, you're making sure there's utilities, you're making sure that you're eating, right? That's number 1. And then right after that, number 5 is daycare, right? Because the kids have to go to daycare so you can work. Mm-hmm. Then after that, if there's still money, now we can start going down priority after priority, Hannah, and making sure that everything is accounted for. And if there's money, now we can start the debt snowball.
Yes.
So are these the only 2 debts you have in the whole world?
I have a credit card with like $7,000 on it, and I owe $4,000 left to the IRS for back taxes, and I'm making $1,000 payments on those each month.
Okay,
good.
So let's focus on the IRS first. How about that? Make it real small.
How much are you bringing home a month, Hannah?
About $11,000.
$11,000. Okay, that's great. Yeah, you do have a great job. One of the biggest burdens is this car, the $60,000 car, and it's teetering right there at it's unmanageable. Because how much is the payment a month?
$1,300.
Okay. Ooh. So
yes.
Honestly, and I know your credit's horrific because the easiest way to do it would to go get a $38,000 loan, pay off the car, and then take $6,000 and go get a crappy car just to get you back and forth to work and to daycare, right? I mean, that would be the ideal. With the credit being shot, that's going to be really difficult. So I'm wondering if there's a credit union or someone in your town that you can sit down and explain the situation, bring records.
My sister is willing to co-sign or put a car in her name under $30,000 if I just give this Jeep back, this Wagoneer. Can I do that, or is it gonna be a problem if I just hand the keys to the bank and walk away? My sister will get a car for me, and I'll make those payments. So I didn't know if that was an option or if I'm going to pay for that in the future.
No, because you're still going to be, if you surrender this car, they're going to take it and they're going to auction it, and whatever the difference is on the $60,000 loan, you're still going to have to pay.
Where did you get the $33,000 number? Because Wagoneers are nice.
Yeah, but their value's horrible.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It goes down.
It's horrible.
Is that Kelley Blue Book?
During bankruptcy, Kelley Blue Book, yeah.
Okay, shoot. Oh man, I didn't know that. When I see them, I'm always like,
I know they look nice, but they drop like a rock. They're terrible. Yeah,
they have no value. When you turn them in, you are absolutely hosed with them. They're $100,000, and you'll get $20,000 for them.
So one of my biggest goals for you would be, twofold. The first one, and I think that this car is huge because it's $1,300 a month. I would exhaust everything, because anything is better than you having. You owing 38 is better than you owing 60, basically at just about any term.
100%.
Yes. So scour and find what you can find.
Yes, to see if you can get any kind of loan to be able to pay off the difference and then get you a crappy car with it. But hey, Hannah, hold on the line. Christian's going to pick up, and we're going to get you with one of our certified financial counselors to walk with you, because as a single mom juggling all of this, to have someone sit down and actually run the numbers longer than just 8 minutes of what Jade and I can do. We want to give that to you as a gift, Hannah. And you're doing incredible. You're an incredible mom. You're an incredible fighter.
Yes.
And we're here for you, Hannah.
Finally, mortgage rates have dropped. And you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than and pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to churchillmortgage.com to get started today. That's churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
If you are wondering where you are on the baby steps, or even how to keep track of your financial situation and the baby steps, make sure to check out our quiz to see your progress, and you can actually receive a personalized plan just for you when it comes to the Ramsey baby steps. So just go to the show notes and click the link titled "Are You on Track with the Baby Steps?" and complete the quiz. All right, we have Susan in Arkansas coming up next. Hi, Susan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We are doing great. How can we help?
Good. My husband and I are on, we finished all the baby steps. My husband's 67. I'm 61. He is going to go into a partial retirement next summer. And our net worth, including our home, is about $3.5 million.
Oh, wow. Good for you guys.
But the 2.5 of that is, not the home. And I guess $1 million of that is in brokerage, and then the 1.5 is in RAs.
Okay.
So the question is, we have a son and daughter-in-law that live about 5 hours away from us in a very booming market. And they're just having a growing family, and it's just so important to us to be close to family. And we're running up there all the time, staying in hotels and being guests and all that. And we are really wondering if it would be wise to buy a small house, maybe three. We're looking at, there are some starter home neighborhoods for we could get a brand new house for $350,000. Like 1,600 square feet. Just something that we could stay in when we go up there. The thing is, we are going to be probably relocating in about 3 years to that city.
Oh.
So, but, we have 3 years to be going back and forth and all that. And we want to be up there more because the babies are babies now.
Sure.
So, it's been suggested that we would rent maybe something for a couple of years and then make the big move in 3 years. But it's such a booming market that, when we're not up there, it would just be sitting there. We'd be paying rent on it. But if we buy, we would be building equity.
Yeah.
So
how far away?
How
far away are they?
It's about 5 hours away.
Okay. Yeah. And in what's the 3-year mark? Is that his retirement when he's done fully?
Yes. He gets a step down retirement,
Okay.
And so he'll be needing to be in our town right now.
Well, and you guys can cash flow a 350 home right now, right?
We could, yeah.
So I would probably just do that, Susan. I would not rent.
No.
I would either just have a little hotel fund and know you'll be staying in a lot of hotels for the next 3 years, and that's okay. Or I would just go ahead and buy.
Up and buy it.
Yeah, because it would be trading one asset for the other, right?
What? Well,
it'd be trading some of our net worth right now.
It would, but you're going to sell your home in Arkansas to move full time in 3 years. How much is your house in Arkansas worth?
About $1 million.
Okay, great. So that's great. Then I would just put that in investments.
The thing about our house is it's about 5 years old. It's brand, But if we wait too long, it's not going to be as new as it is right now.
Oh, it's just 3 years, Susan. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing. Yeah, I'm not concerned about any part of this.
No.
You're not concerned about any of that. I guess it's just I love where we are finally. With the baby steps and all that. And,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, you're not taking any sort of step backwards if that's the way it feels.
You're just shifting assets from retirement to a home. And then when you guys sell your $1 million home in Arkansas in 3 years, oh my gosh.
That's going to be a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, you'll just reinvest back in and keep on moving.
Yeah, and just move up there and sell the smaller house and just get the forever house, I guess.
Oh. So you would sell the $350,000 house by your family and get a bigger.
Right.
Okay, then I would not do. I'm sorry. I thought the home you're going to buy now is just the home you guys would retire in.
Me too.
No.
Okay, then I would not.
Short-term thing.
Then I would not. No, you do not need to be in real estate for 3 years. No.
Okay.
So I would just either stay with family, stay in a hotel for. It's just 3 years. It's just 3 years. You can do this, and then when you guys sell in Arkansas, I would move $1 million from Arkansas, $1 million to where you are, and just break even.
Okay, so don't do it. What if we would keep it as a, I don't know, rental property or whatever? How long what's the least amount of time to stay in real estate?
I mean, I'd say 5 years probably.
Okay.
This is a different question, and I don't. So if you bought the $350,000 house today, you lived in it, and then the plan was when you're ready to live there full time, that becomes a rental, and then would you turn around and buy the next house in cash, or would you be thinking that there's some sort of mortgage on that?
We would take the $1 million that we'd sell in our current home, and put that in another home.
Okay,
real estate in this other location is very expensive. So
right, but I'm saying
we would downsize a little bit.
Okay, but you wouldn't take a mortgage at all.
No.
So so then that's just a question for you guys, Susan. If you enjoy real estate, do y'all want to be landlords in retirement? So, that's, I mean, I come from a real estate family. I love it. I think that's so fun. I like diversifying and all of that. But also, Susan, you're going to get calls and,
something's going to be wrong.
Yeah, John and Sue, who's renting from you, their thing is it's broke, and then you guys are going to have to coordinate. I mean, it's a little bit of a job. Like you got, it's not one thing about investments that's great is you put it in, you leave it, and there's no hassle, and you get the returns, and you live your great life. Real estate is a fun investment, but for you guys, it's going to be less about building equity in the home itself unless you guys want to sell it in 15 years. But it may just be more of a generational property even. I don't know. You want to look long term at it, but just know that the rental game, I think it's fine, but usually where you make your money is not the rent month to month; it's the equity built in the home. Is usually what you get in buying, and usually you try to get a deal, which buying a brand new home wouldn't be
You're
that.
not going to get that.
But you guys you can afford it, so you're fine. So it'd just be a question for you and your husband: do y'all want to be landlords in retirement? So it'd just be
you would definitely not do it if we were not going to rent it later.
Yeah.
If we buy it for 3 years, you would not do that.
Well, I think this plan would cause you to decide to make a different choice on the house that you might purchase short term.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because you're going to want to think about it as the rental later, not as the house that you're enjoying now, if that makmakes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're not wanting to rent it out and be landlords, you're like, no, that sounds like a headache. I would not buy until you're there full time. Because a turnaround of buying a brand new home at $350,000 in 3 years, we hope it goes up. I mean, I don't know, but there's always that risk that you're maybe buying at the high end, and then in 3 years, everything kind of like softens a little bit, and you end up losing money on it, which we don't want.
Yeah.
If that is the case, because it is such a short turnaround. So so I would either buy the $350,000 home, knowing I want to keep it and rent it out as a long-term rental home as a part of your overall estate, and then cash flow the main house, or just be patient and wait 3 years and then just buy the $1 million home, and then the $350,000 stays in the IRA and you guys just continue on.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a great option.
Wonderful. Thanks, Susan.
Good question.
And what a great problem to have. How sweet. Just thinking through like the family and
how do I want to spend my $3.5 million?
Yes, I know. I mean, well done, good Susan. Job. Well done. But that is it can be a misnomer, and I think real estate can feel like a glamorous, oh my gosh, sophisticated. Like we're in real estate and we have investments and real estate investing. It is a part, and I think it can be a great part. And I think it's like if you're interested in it and it's what you love, we're not against it by any means.
But it's not passive.
Not passive income. That's right. Yeah. And usually with it, how you're making your money is the equity of the home, of the actual property. When you sell it, you make a lot. So that's the key. It's not always the monthly rentals. That's that's not the thing that's going to do everything for you. It's really the equity that you're building in. But it's a great question, Susan.
If you've got collectors breathing down your neck and you're drowning in credit card debt, you don't need another debt relief company trying to sell you sunshine and unicorns. You need real help. And Guardian Litigation Group is the real deal. They're not a call center. They're actual attorneys. That means when a creditor tries to sue you, they can step into the courtroom and fight back. Now listen, debt settlement isn't pretty. It's not a magic wand, and I'd prefer you get out of debt the old-fashioned way. But if you're staring down bankruptcy and you've got no other way out, Guardian gives you a path to clean up the mess without paying a dime up front. Guardian's attorneys have helped over 55,000 people across the nation settle over $600 million of debt. So if you're ready to take back control of your life and stop cringing every time the phone rings, go to guardianlit.com/Ramsey. That's guardianlit.com/Ramsey.
Paid endorsement, attorney advertising, Guardian Litigation Group, LLP. Not available in Minnesota and Oregon. Results vary and no specific outcome is guaranteed. Debt settlement may negatively affect credit and not all creditors will negotiate or settle. Savings vary and may be taxable. Please review our website terms for more information.
Our EveryDollar team is offering free live budgeting workshops this month. And in Budgeting 101, you're going to learn how to make a budget in EveryDollar, get tips from our experts, and even be able to ask your questions in a live Q&A. And you're just going to get the step-by-step walkthrough of EveryDollar's features so you know how you can use this app the best. Like, there's so many elements of it, and for you to have the knowledge and to actually practice it and be in it is everything. So make sure to check it out. Sign up for Budgeting 101 for free at ramseysolutions.com/workshop. All right, up next we have Josh in Illinois. Hi, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you both for your time.
Yes, absolutely. How can we help today?
Yeah, so we've got open enrollment right around the corner, and I am just trying to get as much counsel as possible when it comes to making a decision on healthcare plan. I have heard a lot of good things said by you and others about health savings accounts, and we do have that option. We have a high deductible plan that has a health savings account, and I'm just wondering, under what circumstances, if any, would you recommend that someone not opt for such a plan? What should someone look out for to determine if it's right for them?
Yeah, I love a high deductible plan. I have a high deductible plan. I love the HSA for the obvious reasons. The reason that I chose it, though, was not because of the HSA, although that's a perk. I chose it because it really is the best health plan. If you are healthy, you know, you're kind of in that realm where I do my yearly physical, you know, I pop in maybe one other time if, you know, somebody has the flu, or you're not in and out of the hospital. You're not, you know, doing all of these, you know, doctor visits. So basically, if you're young and if you're healthy, yeah, a high deductible plan is good for you. If you're a person who knows that you have health concerns or your children have health concerns, then you would benefit from a plan that has a lower deductible, right? Because you know you're going to hit that deductible every year, and so you don't want it to be astronomical. But for somebody, if you are healthy, then that's a great thing because the likelihood of you hitting the deductible is really low, if that makes sense. So are you young and healthy?
I would say so, yes. I don't have any health expenses or anything like that. And, yeah, I guess in my research with this, I'm reading a lot of good things about it. And I just want to make sure that, you know, the grass doesn't look greener on this other side. And then I try it out and, you know, I wind up getting burned, which, you know, that is one thing that I had known to look out for. You know, if you're going to be having constant health problems, I can see how that will.
Or if a wife, you're planning on your wife being pregnant or something like that, then yeah, I would go to a lower deductible. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, it does. And so, yeah, basically if someone's young and healthy, they're not going to be experiencing a lot of problems, they're probably not going to have to meet that deductible anytime soon. You'd say it's pretty much a wise decision all around?
Yes.
I think so.
And that's what I have too. And the HSA, like Jade said, is a perk that you can use for health expenses. And then if you get far along enough in the baby steps, you may not even ever have to tap into your HSA, which actually could build almost like another retirement, investment vehicle, which is awesome too. So that's another great perk. But yeah, so if you, young and healthy, high deductible plan, I think is spot on. So no, I do not think you'll get burned. And worst case scenario, if something changes down the road, you can change your plan too. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, that's a good moment to talk about the HSA because we mention it and a lot of people maybe don't know what it is or how it can help them. But I actually really like it. Once you're in baby step 4 and beyond, if you're beyond the point of, maxing out a 401k or even a Roth, it's a great place to put extra money. You can invest it. I think you have access to it at age 62 as a retirement fund.
Yes.
It's either 62 or 67. Double check me on that.
Yeah.
But that's a wonderful thing. And of course, you can pull money out at any time, tax-free for medical expenses, that sort of thing. It's growing tax-free. So it's really a really wonderful deal there.
Yeah. So if you have an option for a health savings account at HSA, it's a great one to tap into. All right. Next, let's go to Austin in Fort Myers, Florida. Hi, Austin.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
So I feel like I'm drowning here. I've got $74,200 in debt. I went from making a little over 100 to now I'd be lucky to make 50 a year.
What happened?
Well, my work slowed down. It's kind of seasonal here, from what I found out.
What do you do?
I work as a service advisor at an automotive dealership.
Okay.
And it really slowed down here for a few months, and I wasn't making enough to even pay our bills, so I left and went to another automotive company. Turns out it was even worse, and they took me back. But when they took me back, they changed the pay plan.
Oh, gosh. So, penalize you because you left?
Well, they changed it for everyone, not just me.
Okay. I hear you. Did you know that going in?
The day that I started, I found out.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gosh. That's strange.
Yeah.
Was it just an assumption on your part? Like, I'm just assuming I'll make the same amount?
Yes, yeah. And I know season's about to pick up here soon. A lot of the snowbirds start to come back, and that's where a lot of the income comes in.
Sure.
But it hasn't picked up yet either.
Let me go a little deeper on this. What caused you to choose automotive? Was that like your field of choice, or did you kind of end up there?
I just kind of ended up there. I've been in there for 7 or 8 years now, so.
Okay. So I think that this is a time to consider the future, like as a restart. Because I kind of feel like you fell into this job. It was doing okay for you, and now it's not. So maybe it's time to look up and go, okay, like what does Austin want to do? Like, what do you want to be? And what do you want to continue to do? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
And
how old are you, Austin?
28.
Okay. Yeah. If the world is anything for you, what would you want it to be? If you could do anything to make money, what's like a dream?
I'd love to be, a business owner of some sort.
Okay.
I did open a painting company. It made about $75 a year, but I need at least around 100 to stay afloat, so that didn't work out.
Stay afloat because of the debt or because of?
Yeah, because of my debt.
Okay. Are you married with kids?
Yeah, I'm married, 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay.
How long did you do the painting business?
Full time, about 6 months. I did part time, but I don't really make much off of it if it's part time.
Well, I think that for 6 months of business, if you made $79,000, that's not bad.
Yeah.
What if you continued? I mean, I gotta believe if you continued, you would continue to grow that income, and 80 is not that far away from 100 that you're trying to get to. When you're the one going out, to quote Dave, going out, killing something, dragging it home.
Yeah. Yeah, I made it's 75, not quite 79, but
I understand. But
okay.
when you're the one out getting a job, and those jobs are $3,000 a pop or whatever it is, there's a lot more hope there that I can get to a number, right? Yeah. Than just waiting for somebody who's paying me $18 an hour to get there, right? So I don't dislike the idea of you keeping the current job that you have now because it is money coming in whilst you start up this painting thing again, because if you made $75,000 in 6 months, you could surely go out and get a couple of clients and get that up and running in the next month or so, doing painting jobs on the weekend or whatever your free time is. Am I wrong?
Well, that 75,000 was the average I was headed towards for the year. I didn't make the 75 in that 6 months. I made about half that.
Okay, so you never got to it. That was the projection.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Okay, so you made 35 in 6 months, which is still it's not a bad side hustle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
why were you doing that just on were you doing that on the
Yeah.
weekends and at night?
No, that was me. I left the automotive business for about 6 months to do that, and
Gotcha.
so that was me full time painting myself.
Okay. Yeah, so also what I would do is look at the debt. I would list out smallest to largest and attack the smallest one. If there's a car in there that you can sell to loosen up that 74, but I would be honestly doing the car during the day. I'd be painting in the afternoon. Yeah, night and afternoon. And then, maybe you look for something else. Actually, hold on the line, Austin, and we'll give you Ken's book, Find the Work You're Wired to Do, Ken Coleman, just to kind of get those gears turning for you and maybe make some more income. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. Going to the phones, we have Sandra in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hi, Sandra. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you both for taking my call.
Yes, absolutely. How can we help?
Well, for the last 6 years, I have been giving my son money for various reasons. First, it was around the COVID shutdown. And he's not very good with money, and then he stopped asking me for money, and then he started again. So I've given him like around $35,000, and I want to stop. I want him to do better, and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I've tried to talk to him about this, but I'm his mother.
Yes.
So I don't know anything, or I know everything. Let's put it that way.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Sandra, how are you financially?
I'm good.
Okay.
I have a good job, and I have good savings for my retirement.
Yeah. And how old is he?
47.
47. Does he have a family?
Yes, he's divorced, but he has one child at home.
Okay. And what does he do for a living?
He works in the automotive business, but he works, I'm not sure what they call it, but it's a press operator, not an operator, but he does the upkeep on the presses.
Okay. And when he calls for money, is it, what's his reasoning? Is it a situation that happens? Is it month to month? He just needs a little bit to cover the bills? Like kind of what does he tell you?
He's filed bankruptcy twice. So this time he did not have. They do a reconsolidation, and this time it made him. He pays so much for that he can't afford his bills, his food, and his gas. So that's what he asked me for. He says, "I hate to ask you, but I need money for gas and food."
What's caused him to file bankruptcy? Is it all consumer debt, or is he going into business debt?
No, it's not business debt, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it's for because he doesn't involve me in that, and that's okay with me. I don't want to know. Now I do know he had some issues a couple of years ago, and he got sorted out with that. But then he had
like addiction issues.
Yes.
Okay. Is he living out a sober lifestyle right now?
Yes,
he is. Okay. How
long ago was the divorce?
About 7 years ago.
Okay.
And were the bankruptcies after the divorce?
Yes.
Okay. Were they mostly?
The first one was after the first divorce, and the second one was after his second divorce.
Oh, he's been divorced twice.
That's right. I forgot.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Boy, oh, boy. And what I'm trying to understand about him is he still out of control, or is he a person who was out of control and has done some work to start getting his life back on track?
I don't know. I can't talk to him about these things. It's very difficult to bring it up.
For you or for him? Or for both?
Both. Well, I'm fearful to bring it up because I haven't brought it up, so I don't know. I'm fearful about what he might do.
Because it's going to pain you to hear it?
Yes, it's going to pain me, of course.
I think that if he were truly in a place where he's on the other side of this behavior and he's really doing the work to be well, I think he would be initiating those conversations with you, saying, here's where I've been, here's where I am now.
That's a great point.
And this is a way that if you wanted to support me, you could, right? I think that he would have the maturity to do that, since it sounds like he's not.
He's
don't
still
know.
flailing. It still feels like a little bit of all over the place. And that's the sad reality, Sandra. Of what you're hitting that wall over and over again of the reality that you can't change people. You could give him $135,000 and it's not going to help him.
Yes, I understand.
And so the hard thing is enablers are always the kindest people, and so that's your heart, Sandra. And it's your son. Jade and I both have sons, and I'm like, you don't want your kids to suffer. You want to be able to help them. And I think the question is, how can I help him the best? And throwing money at a situation over and over again because he's not changing his habits, I think is a difficult reality, but it is a reality. And again, I mean, you go to the extreme and we don't want to see our family members on the street, right? I mean, there is a natural instinct that kicks in, and that boundary can be drawn, however you want it to be, Sandra. But I think at the end of the day, knowing as his mom and as painful as the decisions that he's made in his life are, you can't change that until he chooses to change. And so what you could say, Jade, I think, was on a really great track mentally as you were talking through it, Jade, because if he comes to you, and maybe you can even say it to him, right? Like you guys can have this conversation of, I want to see healing in your life. I want to see change. And if you save up X amount, maybe, Sandra, you could maybe match that amount, right? Or I don't know what it looks like, but at least he's on a road to self-sufficiency, because that's the best thing for him. And if you can help him get there because he is making positive progress, then maybe you can. But just throwing money at a situation when there's no change, that's hopeless. So
I agree.
This is a tough situation no matter how you slice it. And I think for you, for the short term, I think maybe the first thing you do is you open up those lines of communication, and then you can better assess the situation. But it sounds like now is not the time to give him money.
Right, but the business that he works at is slowing down. So he was off last week for one day. So
okay, well
it's never been a good time for the last 5 years.
Then he needs to go get a job. He needs to go work at Target or something.
But if you give him the money, he won't.
Right.
Yeah, he's got to figure out how to self-sustain as a 47-year-old, He's going to have to learn that at some point. And that's a hard reality.
How old's the kid?
She should be 15 in January.
Okay. Now, I would be concerned about her.
Yes.
If you're looking and seeing that maybe she doesn't have some of the things that she needs in a serious way, I might step in for some things to help with her. And I would do that in a very protected way. Does that make sense? Like if you look over and realize, oh my gosh, they don't have, like, the heat's not on or something like that, I might reach over and pay that either have her come stay with me or just pay the bill directly. Something like that, I could see wanting to help a minor.
Yes, for sure. That there's, a vulnerable child in the mix. And and she doesn't need to suffer because of his decisions if you are able to help in that way. But setting boundaries, it can feel so unloving, but it may be one of the most loving things you can do, Sandra, for him. And especially since you're wanting to stop, you feel it in your soul that this is not helping a situation, and it's going to be so hard, and there may be some verbal backlash. But man, if you hold that strong and hold that steady, I think there's a level of wisdom and clarity that comes with that when you remove yourself from a situation. Today's question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. If your private student loans are in default, then you need a lender who sees you and meets you where you are. Why Refi offers low fixed rate plans based on your real ability to pay. Learn more at whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. May not be available in all states.
Okay, today's question comes from Madison in Colorado. She says, my husband and I just celebrated our 3rd anniversary. We're debt-free and currently working on baby step 3. We both work full-time, and after saving our emergency fund, the plan is to save as much as possible before our first child is born. My husband is changing careers and wants to wait a few months until he's settled into his new career with a better paying job so he feels more confident in providing for our future family. I know you tell people not to wait until everything is perfect to start a family. I absolutely agree with that, but I also agree with my husband that it's important to have more financial stability before we start trying. I've never met a man who wants children more than my husband, and both of us feel sad and stressed about waiting. I would love your advice on this. Okay, I personally love this question. First off, let me just say it is 100% your choice. Like, I can tell you my thoughts, but it's your choice. It's your family. It's your life. I don't think there's anything wrong with family planning.
Yeah.
And this is kind of part of that, right? You're saying, here's what we want our life to look like. And the biggest part of that is whether you both agree on it. And I'm saying that my husband and I, we made the decision that we wanted certain things in place before we started a family. And that was something that we agreed on. And there were moments where I was like, it was like something we had to check back in on, right?
Yeah,
because for us, the idea was, hey, we'll pay off debt and then we'll start a family. But we also knew that was a long journey to pay off the debt. So it was kind of like checking back in, like, are we still good on this? Because it's 3 years in, are we still good? So if you both agree and you both like the idea of whatever that is, him making X amount of dollars or whatever that goal is, then that's fine for now. But maybe you set it up and say, okay, like every 6 months, we're just going to revisit this
with an asterisk that like it could change. Yes.
Life can always change.
It can. And your desire for when a baby comes and when you want to start changes too. I know it did for us. I thought we were going to wait a little bit longer. And then I remember being like, I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready sooner. So yeah, that. And then I would also say to remember, once you get pregnant, there's still 9 months. So he's wanting to change jobs now and wait a few months. Well, you guys could be doing it simultaneously as well. So just remember that. So yeah, we always say around here, don't feel like you have to have a certain financial benchmark. Like we do not say you have to be debt free before you start a family, or you have to have X, Y, Z. Have a baby when you want to have a baby, like what Jade said earlier. But if you personally say, no, we want to wait because of a time frame, because of financial goal, if that's what you want, that's great. That's what you guys are choosing as a couple and as a family.
Now, there is one thing I will say about what you wrote, Madison. And I'll say this is giving me a little bit of like I don't know what. The fact that you said we both feel sad and stressed about waiting, that's the part to me that I'm like, I don't know about that, because for me, it gave me more peace to wait because I was like, I feel better waiting until I'm in a better spot. I feel more stressed about if I were to get pregnant today.
Yes.
So the fact that your emotions, and don't get me wrong, sometimes our emotions don't line up with what we're doing in a moment. But for something like this, I kind of feel like they should.
Yeah, listen to what you're desiring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the fact is, what you're desiring is okay to desire and actually happen.
Yes.
So you're not doing anything wrong if you guys choose to move forward. I mean, you guys are debt free. It's an emergency fund. Like,
you're fine.
You're fine. I promise you are fine. And you will figure it out. People do it all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. So the fact that, I think you're exactly right, Jade. The fact that you wrote that last sentence
You should feel good about the decisions you're making
And if you're
in
not
this
feeling
area.
good, make a different decision. So it's a good question that we get that question a lot about, when do we get married? When do we have a baby? When do we start a family? All of it. I love talking about it with George Camel because he's always like my practical friend because he's like, I mean, you can have a baby whenever, but it sure is nice to have a baby when there's no debt. All this. And I'm like, I get that.
But
yes.
come on.
But also, most people would say they don't look back and think, oh my gosh, I wish we had waited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, usually people are like, we wish we had them sooner now that we know what we know kind of thing. So,
and your situation, I'm like, if there were a crazy situation, yours is not it.
That's
Do you know
right.
what I mean?
That's right,
Like,
yes.
you're not like, I'm in bankruptcy and we have 9 kids and we want to have a 10th. I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Yes, totally. Oh, so good. All right, let's go to the phones. We'll go to Jessica in South Carolina. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, how are y'all?
We are doing great. How can we help today?
So I have a decision to make. Basically, our baby is coming February 6th.
Another baby question. This is great. We were just talking about this.
I know, and I'm like, I feel like y'all kind of answered my question a little bit, but I don't know. Our situation is a little bit different.
Yeah, tell us.
So we have a baby coming February 6th, and I think it's smart for us to just go ahead. By that time, we should have enough money in our savings account to actually pay off all of our debt, and we'd be completely debt-free.
Awesome. Amazing.
But we wouldn't have nothing in our savings, and we have a new baby. So I don't know if it's smart to do that, or I have no idea.
Yes. Well, what we always say is while you're doing the baby steps, and if you are on baby step 2 and you get pregnant, you go into stork mode, meaning you just pile up a bunch of money. You just save. Just pay minimum payments, stay current on everything, and just save money. And then when baby comes and mom is good, baby's good, you go right back to the baby steps. And so that's what you guys did, Jessica, which is amazing. Like, you literally are the textbook example of, okay, we're going to save and save and save. And then once we have the baby, we have enough money to become debt free.
Yeah. Keep 1,000.
Yeah. So how much money do you got? How much will you make the first month the baby's here? So let's say you took everything out and you paid off all your debt. I would still want you to leave $1,000 for an emergency fund, but let's just say you pay off all your debt, you have your $1,000. How much money will be coming in income-wise that first month?
The first month's probably about $10,000.
Okay.
Because I would still be getting paid from my job, my pay.
Okay. So if you had,
and my husband.
So Jessica, if you had no debt, no debt, no payments, but you had to pay the rent or the mortgage, the lights, utilities, all of that. If you had to pay your necessities, how much would be left in your budget?
Cable, all that, probably about $2,000 is our monthly expenses because we paid off our house this year.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Jessica.
Wow.
Okay, so you would have $8,000 month 1 after the debt's paid off, so you're fine. So
I'm trying to tell my husband, but I don't know.
Well, even if you had to wait 2 weeks or get the paycheck and then pay off the debt, you're still going to be plus. You're going to be positive $8,000, even if you wait 2 weeks to pay off the debt till the paycheck hits. You can do that. But how amazing, Jessica! Congratulations. How did y'all do that? How did y'all pay off the house?
It was just every extra money. I mean, I made commission most of my young life. Well, I'm 30 now, but most of my life, my job was just making commission, and all that extra commission, you get those good checks. I just put it on house.
Yes.
I didn't, spend
That's
it on
incredible.
nothing crazy. Just,
unbelievable.
You're
right
awesome.
Good for you
wow,
guys.
Both
Oh
of
my
you.
gosh. Yeah. So if you wanted to hold your breath for 15 days till the next that paycheck hits, and then you have your $8,000 extra.
Sure,
you could do that. If you got a new baby and I get that. If you are postpartum, you're 3 weeks in, sleep deprived, and you want to wait one paycheck before you pay off the debt, I am okay with that.
Wow.
Okay. So just kind of hold the money a little bit until.
Yeah, if you want to wait a month, that's fine. Yes. Yeah. You guys are in a completely fine position. So how much debt will you be paying off?
So we have 45 left, and that's a car, and that's also my husband's school. So
okay,
go. And what's the house worth?
Yes. Our house is worth $220,000.
Girlfriend, that's what I'm talking about. Way
Jessica,
to go!
Well done, congratulations. And with the baby, oh my gosh, having a new baby and all of this, you guys are just you're killing it and you're gonna have so much peace. Like, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful way to set up your life with these decisions. You were making insane money in your 20s and you didn't do the insane stuff. You like literally did the boring stuff and paid off the mortgage. And now you get to choose if you want to stay home. I mean, there's so many choices and options ahead, Jessica. So we're cheering on you guys. Congratulations. Up next, we have Jocelyn in Dayton, Ohio. Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. How can we help today?
So I made this huge mistake about, I think it was like 4.5 years ago. I was with this guy and I took out loans for him because he didn't have good credit.
Oh,
so
no.
I took out,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
okay.
I took out a business credit card, which was one loan, and then I took out a personal loan, which he used to buy like vehicles for his business, and then I also took out a golf cart loan.
Okay.
So fast forward, and then he was paying everything at the time when we were together, but it was always minimum payments. So in reality, it probably didn't really pay that much.
Sure.
So then 2 years ago, we split up, and he promised me like he would pay me monthly. Well, he got a new girlfriend, and then of course, he stopped paying me.
Oh,
so when I left him, it was between $50,000 to $60,000 that I owed. And I've gotten it down to $20,000.
Oh, good for you. Jeez.
Thanks. I sacrificed by moving back home, like in with my parents, and then I just worked a lot. I'm a nurse, so I'm kind of lucky there. I can find a good job.
Yeah.
So I was always stuck between like filing bankruptcy or paying it off. So obviously bankruptcy is not an option, but I always just wonder like if I should try to go back and sue him to get the money. People always tell me to, but when I've looked into it, it's kind of like a gray area because
if your name's on it.
I'm sorry?
Because if your name's on the loan,
yeah,
there's kind of a little bit of a dead end unless there was some kind of contract that you guys had, any type of legal documents. Did he?
No, there was no legal documents. The only, like, I have text messages, of course, where he'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to pay you," stuff like that, but nothing legal documents.
I mean, you could get a consultation to see, but I really think that for you, you're so close to being done. You've got $20,000 to go, and you could just wash your hands of this entire situation.
The cars that he bought with the loan, were the cars under his name?
Yeah, they were under his name in the golf cart. It was really
okay.
And he has all of it?
Whoever's listening to this, don't make those mistakes. I'm sorry.
Does he have everything? He has the golf cart, he has cars?
He has the cars, the cars he bought with like cash. They were like vans for his trucking company. And they ended up wrecked.
Oh,
so that should have been a fine. This is a disaster. The golf cart, well, luckily, and then the golf cart is in his name also. So I tried to call the bank because the loan's in my name, this all happened in Florida, in the state of Florida. Whoever's name is in the title, it doesn't matter who the loan is. The person in the title owns it.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's nothing to even try to seize if you wanted to ask him and say, "Hey, I bought these cars. The least you could do is send me one so I can sell it and get some of this money," right? But it sounds like that's not even a thing, right? I mean, he's AWOL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he worth anything? Let's just say perfect world, you find an attorney and they're like, "Oh yeah, if you have text messages, we can prove this and take this to court and you can get your money back." Let's say they could. Does he have any money? I mean,
so that's the other thing is like, because I was looking into it, I'm like, I mean, I'm sure he has money, but I don't know if like he would actually pay me, because when I look at online, when they go to court, like if they don't pay you, they don't pay you. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
I don't think
really
this guy has
it.
it.
Yeah.
I think this guy is using women, and I don't think he has
and
money.
a part of me too, Jocelyn would say, even if that did happen and he did say, I'll make you monthly payments, he may be attached to you for the next 8 years. You know what I mean? And there's a part of the freedom of like, you just want, it's a reminder every month that even if you're getting money from him, it's still like, I'm a nurse and I can take care of myself. And like, I don't even want to be attached to this anymore. And so, we kind of just, they coined the phrase stupid tax here on the show of just things that we do. All of us do it, right?
No, I know.
Maybe
So
at different
dumb.
dollar amounts and everything in different situations where you look back and you think that was so stupid and now I'm paying for it. And I think that's the situation. I mean, that's what's so hard, Jocelyn, is now if he was a good guy, he could say, hey, let's refinance and I'll put my name on the loans and get your name off of it, all of it. But he's just like disappeared into the wind. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, I really hope that you allow this, like, as this lives in your mind, make sure you write the right story about it. Like, I don't want you to look at this and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this terrible thing. I was so stupid. I hope that you write this in your brain as this guy tried to break me, but I paid off every dime of this because I'm awesome. And
flip the narrative.
Yes, please do. Because so many people would have just, I don't know, let that debt follow them for the rest of their life, never fix it, wait on someone else to come fix it for them. And the fact that you paid off $30,000 so quickly and then you're like, listen, I'll just do the rest of it. I think that that's incredible. So keep going.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, and I think like you said, Jocelyn, for everyone out there, it's a good learning, right? Because you get sucked into a situation and you think, and they're believable. That's the other thing. It's like, you're not stupid, Jocelyn. Obviously, you're a very smart woman. And, you get caught in a certain situation with a certain guy who persuades you in a certain way. And you think, well, sure. You know what I mean? Like,
good
it's just,
looking.
it is what it is. So, but I'm proud of you for, paying it off and going forward with it, just like Jade said.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Evan in Richmond, Virginia. Hi, Evan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, y'all. I hope you guys are doing good today.
We are. Thank you.
So, of course. My question is, so I'm a college student here at Liberty University. I'm working to be a corporate pilot. I also work part-time as a server. I've got about $4,000 in debt. I've got about $300 to my name. My car has needed countless repairs over the last 2 years that I've owned it. And one of those repairs was about $4,000 to fix a transmission that blew. Obviously, as a college student, I didn't have $4,000, so my dad was gracious enough to help me with that. But in doing that, I've owed him about $200 a month for insurance as well as to pay that back. I've asked him if I could pay the rest of that after graduation when I'm able to work full time, but he's kind of just said no. And I've paid about $1/4 of it, so a little over $1,000.
Okay.
He helps me with groceries sometimes, and I'm very grateful for that, but I'm just kind of a little bit stuck. I want to be able to have an emergency fund, save up some money. I want to save up for a ring for my girlfriend at some point and just be able to stand on my own without stressing about finances, especially in college, because my schedule's a little bit crazy, especially with being a pilot.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out what I should do in my situation.
Yeah. What's the $4,000 in debt? Is that student loans?
Say that one more time.
The $4,000, is that the transmission debt, or was that you said you're $4,000 in debt, or is that student loans?
So $3,000 of that is the transmission, and then another $1,000 of it is on a credit card, which I used for more expenses for the car that I paid for on my own.
Okay,
Wow,
I gotcha. I gotcha.
And how old are you?
So I'm 21. I'm a senior here at Liberty.
Okay. There's part of this. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was in college, my parents were still helping me out with certain things that popped up. And then there was a point where it's like, okay, you're graduated, you're making your own money, you're out there. And then it was on me. So, yes, you need some breathing room. What can you let go? Like, what can you pull back on to kind of give yourself a moment to just chill for a second? Because it's like, I feel like you're trying to solve all these problems at once. And I don't know that you can. Is the pilot thing part of the Liberty degree, or is that something totally separate? And then you've got the server deal.
Yeah, so being a pilot, that's my degree here at Liberty. So you mean just like pull back in like my spending?
Oh, yeah, well, you've got to. I don't think now's the time to tackle debt is what you're asking. I think now's the time to focus on your education, pay the minimum payments for now. You've got a little bit to go. I think you need to focus on graduating and get out of here, keep things at a level, and then you can tackle that debt when you get out and start working.
Yeah, minimum payments, stay current on everything. But I would just do that. Yep, just like what Jade said. And then when you get out and actually have a full-time job, then attack the debt. Our scripture of the day comes from John 10:10. The thief comes only to steal and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John Collins said, the people who don't have a great life are the ones who settle for a good life.
Wow.
There you go. All right, well, if buying and selling your home, if you feel like it's a big deal, it's because it is. And with all the clickbait headlines and conflicting data out there, it's really hard to know what's exactly going on in the housing market. So we are here to make the latest trends easy to understand. So median home prices dipped a little bit last month to about $426,000, and a typical season shift as we head into the fall. So it's pretty typical to see that. Buyers have now more options and more negotiating power, while sellers face more competition. So if you're buying out there, the market is in your favor. Mortgage rates dipped slightly to 5.5% in September, giving buyers, again, some more breathing room. But since rates are really unpredictable, the best time to buy when you're financially ready is right now, not when the rates drop. So if you are financially ready to buy a home and you've been sitting and waiting, get in the markets. And if you want to learn more about the housing market trends and to get free tools to help you when you're buying or selling your home with confidence, go to ramseysolutions.com/market or click the link in the show notes if you are listening on podcast or YouTube. All right. Up next we have, is it Gemma? Gemma in LA. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hi there. How are you?
We're doing great. How can we help today?
So I'm in this unique situation where my employer will contribute 15% of my salary into a traditional 401k without me having to put any in. So my question for you is, when I'm done with baby step 3, and I do have a small, like a separate Roth IRA, should I contribute the 15% retirement into the Roth, or should I contribute it into the employer-sponsored 401k?
Oh, wow. Number one, awesome company.
Yeah. How incredible.
So there's a couple of ways to think about this. I'll tell you what my brain goes to. Rachel, you tell me.
Yep.
My brain kind of thinks, number one, the 15%, it's great to get in the rhythm of doing that, because if you ever move from this job, it's great to kind of set that habit of, I put X amount of my income into retirement. So I do, even though 15% is really awesome, I do want you to have your own skin in this game. And so part of me would treat it maybe like a pension, where I'm thinking of that as half. And then I'm doing the other half, and I do it into a Roth. That's where my mind goes. What would you do?
Yeah. So there's no matching at the company, correct? I mean, they're just putting 15%. So yeah. So our normal formula is match beats Roth beats traditional. So since there is no match, what Jade said, I would go to the Roth. And I would put 15% of your income.
15?
Yeah, I would think I would do the full 15, because the 15 going into the IRA, do you have control over where that money's going that your employer's matching? So that's good. So that's a great thing that you have the control. So yeah, I think I would just take that 15 that they're giving me as gravy.
All gravy.
And I think I would go 15% of your income into retirement, and I would start with the Roth. And you can put up to, what is it this year?
8,000,
I think. Yeah.
8,000?
So I would go ahead and max out that Roth, and then go back to your 401k at work to finish out your 15%. I think that's what I would do.
So you would put like 7.5% in the personal Roth, and then the other 7.5% into traditional.
Well, it depends on how much you're
one.
investing. So it's 15% of your income. So I don't know what 8,000 of your income, what percentage that would be.
Oh, I get you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I would go ahead and just like max it out. And if you have any percentages of that 15% left, I would go back to the 401k and put the money in there.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. Gosh, that's
a great
what
gift.
a great benefit. Oh my gosh, not even having to put any money in and they're just doing it. That's great. All right, let's go to Megan in New Haven. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for taking my call.
Yes, you are welcome. How can we help today?
All right. Well, huge fan. Love the baby steps. Always trying to get better. But anyway, so I'm calling today. I'm a single mom by choice. So I had my daughter on my own. I'm 43. She's 2. I'm on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. I've got my fully funded emergency fund, no debt, minus my house. I do my 15% into retirement, and I am a teacher, so I don't have any kind of match or anything like that, but doing the best that I can. I own my home. It's worth about $425,000, and I still owe $218,000.
Good for you.
I'm a teacher. Like I said, I make about $100,000 a year. So after taxes and insurance, I bring home about $4,800 a month. So basically, it's like I have enough. The budget is tight, but I have enough. It's just that I really want to change my family tree. I grew up with family, incredibly loving, wonderful family who provided for myself and my sister, but zero financial literacy. I feel like I've had to teach myself everything. And like I said, I'm still learning, but I really want to set my daughter up for success. I learned, I listen a lot about your trying not to go into debt for school, things like that. So, as a single person, I know that, like Dave talks a lot about, just the fact that if you are in a partnership, you're clearly going to make, growth more quickly than if you're single. But I know that it's not impossible.
No, right.
My income is at the top, basically. So I do have a little bit of a side hustle of choral conducting, and then I have the opportunity to have a tenant. My father was living with us and was for the last couple of years and was helping financially a little bit. He passed away on Memorial Day.
Sorry.
It's been a big loss. Miss him a lot. But with the tenant situation, and the side hustle, I could probably bring in about $120,000 a year.
That's great.
Total.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? Do you want to have a tenant? Is it like a attached apartment type situation, or are they in the house with you?
So it would be technically in the house, but not in the house. It would be like a basement, walkout basement situation.
Do you want to do that? Because you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. I mean, the hustle is great, but it's not absolutely necessary unless you're like, oh no, I want to keep,
I'm okay with it.
Okay,
honestly.
great.
I mean, obviously it's got to be the right fit.
Yeah.
It's small, so it would probably be great for an older single person, or it doesn't have to be an older person, but I was thinking someone with a calm.
Well, someone that you feel comfortable with living in such a close proximity to you.
And your child.
Exactly, yeah. The trust has got to be there.
What are you concerned about?
Well, like I said, it's just, so one thing is, in terms of my savings, I as a teacher, I'll have my pension. And if I work as many years as I plan to, which I think I still have another 18 years or something, but I can collect 75% of my top 3 years. So one concern I have is that I'm kind of at the top right now with my pay.
Okay, Megan, we're running out of time. We got about 30 seconds. Okay. What's the one question we can help you with?
Okay. So can I still become a baby steps millionaire? Help my daughter pay.
Where you are. Yeah. Well, Megan, I mean, honestly, the fact that you are so far ahead in the baby steps, the best way to help your daughter is showing the example of what to do. And you are doing that so beautifully, so beautifully. So your example first and foremost is everything. And then number two, you just keep working it. I mean, you have 200 left on the house.
Yeah.
You're making some, great money as
120, 100.
And then if you're going to do this extra side hustle, you'll be able to pay it down even faster, even with the tenant. So I think honestly, you just kind of keep moving through it, and it may look different paces for different people depending on their income, but you're doing, exactly what you should be doing, Megan. I mean, honestly, I want you to be proud of yourself because you're absolutely incredible. So keep it up. Right. So yes, you can become Baby Steps Millionaires as a single mom. Well, that's it for today, everyone. And remember, there's ultimately one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.